Good morning. Welcome to Mind Body Power by Simply Shaylene. Today I'm bringing you a guided meditation to reduce stress and anxiety, but I wanted to talk to you about some of the factors that contribute to this and how you might be able to mitigate those in your life. The first thing that I want to talk about is your environment. Obviously, if your environment is not peaceful for whatever reason, maybe it's clutter, maybe it's a toxic person in your life, maybe it's chaotic, unorganized thinking, whatever that is, we want to try to make our environment as relaxing as possible. And maybe even adding just some candles, incense, crystals, whatever makes you feel relaxed. It's good to add those to your environment and maybe add some relaxing colors like lavender, which is a very calming, healing, relaxing color, and just making sure that your environment is as inviting and relaxing as possible. And then the second thing that I want to talk to you about is mindset, obviously. One thing that I noticed with me is that I tend to create these imaginary situations in my head that could happen, but they haven't happened yet, and the likelihood of them happening is actually fairly insignificant. So when I create these imaginary realms in my head where things are kind of going wrong, then obviously I feel more stress and anxiety, right? So what I would encourage you to do if you have this problem is try to anchor yourself in the now. And one technique that I have learned to do that in the past, and you can probably look this up on Google if you want more information, but basically focusing on the senses. And how you do that is name one thing that you can taste, one thing you can see, one thing you can feel, one thing you can hear. And that just helps to kind of ground yourself in the now and remind yourself that right now everything is okay and nothing's going wrong right in this very moment. Because at the end of the day, this very moment is all we have, right? And so if we just focus on everything is okay right now, and even if it's not, even if there's something happening in the moment, it's good to hone in on that and the feeling of whatever that is, so that we don't kind of catastrophize in our head and make up these made-up scenarios. That being said, without further ado, I want to get into this meditation. So if you'll find yourself a comfortable position and close your eyes. And the first thing that I want you to do is really focus on the feeling of your body. Start to tune in on how the surface beneath you feels, whether that's soft, more firm, whether it kind of feels a little warm or cool, whatever those sensations are, I want you to just hone in on those. And then a really helpful breathing technique that I have learned to reduce stress and anxiety, another thing that you can do further research on, is taking 2 short, quick breaths and then a long exhale. So it would go something like this. And that is something that I've found very helpful in reducing that stress and anxiety. So go ahead and take a few breaths with me like that now. you to really notice what's going on for you right in this moment. And not something that maybe you have to deal with when you're done with the meditation, but what's going on for you right at this moment? What are your thoughts? And if that thought is an anxious one, I want you to say to yourself, is this thought grounded in reality? Is this thought something that is really happening right here today for me? Or is this something that my mind is kind of trying to get me to believe? And I want you to just focus on that and really find the answer to that question. And just stay conscious of the way your breath feels when doing this. And what I would like you to do is just slowly making yourself aware of what that answer was. And with that answer, what is one thing that you can do today that can reduce your stress and anxiety, addressing those factors that we talked about: environment, mindset, relationships? What's one thing that you can do to reduce it? Is that even ending a relationship that is toxic? Or if it's somebody that you're forced to deal with that's toxic, creating healthy boundaries and creating that distance between you and that toxic individual. Is it cleaning up your environment, making that a little less cluttered, a little more inviting? Or just simply reminding yourself that everything is okay right now, in this very moment as you do this meditation. Everything is okay. And I just want you to continue to breathe and center in on that thought there. And then I want you to take a deep, slow, methodical inhale through your nose. Just completely filling your lungs and abdomen to capacity, slowly as possible. I want you to hold that breath at the top for a few seconds. And I want you to give me a very powerful exhale through your mouth, with as much force as you can. And just allow that stress and anxiety to leave your body. Even imagining it coming through your breath, imagining that stress and anxiety leaving through your breath and then going down into the earth to be neutralized. Energy cannot be destroyed, but it can be transmuted. And that's what we're doing with that today, transmuting that energy into positive. And just remember that you can come back to this meditation anytime you feel stress and anxiety creeping into your life again. You can do that breathing technique that I taught you anytime, anywhere. And just remind yourself that it's all okay. This has been Mind Body Power by Simply Shaylene. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.